Hello, everyone. Good evening, and you're warmly welcome to this evening's presentation. It's a good time to be here, and let's kindly remind our family on the page that we are live now. It's time to do the training on follow up. It's Dr. Dorothy Hansen, and I'm coming to you from the center of the world, Tema. Today is the night of May, and it's 8 p.m. prompt, and we're going to take off right away. So kindly tell the rest of the family that we are starting right away. Kindly indicate your name and where you are joining us from. It would be nice to see all those who are on the call. I saw some people came in pretty early. Mr. Say, I saw you here. It's good to see you here. You're warmly welcome. Obasima, you're welcome. Mama Logi, congratulations. You're welcome. Malco, you're welcome. Hey, boss Laura, you're welcome. It's good to see you. Fulera, good to see you. You're warmly welcome. Hey, is that me? It's Libya. You're welcome. Enyo, you're warmly welcome. It's good to see the family here supporting. Today we're going to talk about following up. You may have heard the expression, the fortune is in the follow up. So today is where you find where your fortunes are. So you're all warmly welcome to this evening's presentation. I can see Christina, Rita. It's good to see all of you on the call. But Evans, it's good to see you. Thank you for yesterday's presentation. If you've not been on the trainings this week, entreat you to actually go watch what has been happening from Monday till now and then until tomorrow. Everything you need to be successful on this project is being shared, and there's no way you can be missing out on any of these trainings. So please tell your friend, tell your downlines, tell your teammates that we are live, we're about to take off. And today we're talking about following up. Following up. I'll take a few minutes to wait for the team to get ready, and then we'll jump straight into it. So let's tell everybody that we are starting right away. I hope not to spend more than 30 minutes here. I hope today is going to be one that will change your posture when it comes to following up. Dr. Kerry, I warmly welcome. It's good to see you. Obasima, good to see you. Johnny Bonzi, warmly welcome. Warmly welcome, everybody. So today, let me give it about a minute or so, and then we jump into today's presentation. So it's been building your list. I hope most of us have reached at least 200 by now on our lists, and we've actually categorized them into the warm, the hot, the cold, like Bosenyo showed us on Monday. And then Dr. K came in with a prospecting and how to categorize it, how to go about prospecting. I hope we are practicing what we are learning and not just putting them down, because the more we practice, the better we get at it. And then yesterday we did inviting, and inviting is when you're getting the person to come and see the project. And Boss Evans did a good job there, made it straight, simple, practicable, relatable for all of us. And today we are on follow up. Because for us, most of us, after inviting, the next thing is the presentation. The prospect should have seen the presentation. And that's where we invite them to the Zoom call, or we get them to see the recording. But after that, what happens? What happens? That's where we are today. So I'll quickly just jump into the presentation. Let me get my slides up, and then we start talking. All right, let me use this format. Good. So today we are talking about following up. Following up, what does it mean? I put a very big gramophone on it because I want it to sound loud in your ears that it is crucial you follow up on your prospects. It's very, very crucial you follow up on your prospects. For most of us, after we've helped them to come see the project, we leave them and we don't know what to do next. Some of us are afraid to follow up. Some of us go following up and we are not even sure what to say. But I hope at the end of this presentation, you'd have gotten what you need to do. You may have seen this expression, the fortune is in the follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. If you leave your prospects without following up on them, you will not get them to sign on to your product or your business. You see, all of us, imagine someone tells you about something good that he's so excited about, and the person leaves you, doesn't come back to you again. How do you feel about that? So you are left in limbo, you don't know what the person is talking about, you don't know what to do. You see, you have to get back to the people you tell about this project. You see, we'll be meeting about 4 different categories of people. You see, you meet. I use this expression a lot. I learned it from Eric Worre. He said there are 4 different categories of people you'll be meeting in your list that you've built. The hot, warm, cold is one category, and then the other one is the readiness for them to join. You may find a person, if let's just imagine the face of the clock, okay? Assume 12, 3, 6, and then 9 o'clock, those positions. So you may find somebody at 12 o'clock position. That person is ready to go with you. He's been waiting for an opportunity like this, and he's just been listening around. They've been watching and waiting, and finally this opportunity hits them. So you talk to them, they immediately jump, and then they are going with you. Then you may find someone at 3 o'clock position. The person may have had a bad loss. They are not in the mood to start anything new, but then they are ready to listen to an opportunity because eventually they know they have to do something about it. So that is that 3 o'clock person. Then you have the 6 o'clock person who is trying to use the, he just had a very bad experience and he's trying to fix his way. So he started planning what to do next in their life to get things better. So they are half and half. They are not ready to go, but they will move immediately things are sorted out. Then you have the person at the 9 o'clock position. He's gone through that 6 o'clock phase and he's now at 9 o'clock. He's done putting things in order. So he's just looking for the next opportunity that will just tick the last box for him and then you move. So you are going to be talking to all these categories of people. So you need to have that at the back of your mind when you're following your patient up, your prospect up. Forgive me, I'm a doctor. I keep using patient for the other person. So that's the mindset you're going to have when you're following your prospect up. Somebody may just jump immediately with you. Someone may need some more time. Somebody may need some more explanation. And that's what your follow up is going to do for you. So you need to stay in touch with your prospects all the time, all the time. And if you want people to sign up to you, you've got to be getting back to them. You have to be getting back to them because they expect you to get back to them. Because once you told me about something and you showed me a presentation and I got excited about it, if you don't get back to me, you will not be able to tell how it affected me. Has it made me hotter or it's made me colder? If it's made me hotter, then I'll start a conversation. And in that conversation, you have to try and be the one who is listening more. Because after the presentation, you have to go back to the person with some magic questions. I'll show those questions in the course of time. But you need to have the right mindset when you're going to follow up. Most of us go following up in a timid way. So how was the presentation? Did you like what you saw? The person might just say, oh, this thing is this rubbish. Then that just breaks you. I've seen it before. People will do this and then the company will break down. And look, if you are not going to be confident in your follow up, will not be getting the outcome you need. And how do you become confident in your follow up? Your confidence comes from the knowledge you have of the product, the experience you have of the product. And if you cannot give that back to your prospect, then you have to leverage on the third party call. Look, I still do a lot of third party calls. Even yesterday, I did a third party call with Dr. Kerry. You have an upline who has the capacity to shoulder those questions that you are not ready for. And your upline is helping you shoulder those questions. It's not doing it for you. In the process of the third party credibility call, third party validation call, that's when you also learn. When I started this project, I didn't know anything about Go Backup. Dr. K told me about it. He was my upline. I had to leverage on his knowledge, on his experience in my third-party calls. So you schedule a third-party call with your upline. Your upline is doing the talking. You're on the call. You're doing the listening and the learning. I did a lot of recordings and played them back so I can learn more about it because I knew to get to a point that I would be somebody's upline and I have to talk for the person, also to get the person to understand the project. So following up, you must not do it on your own. If you don't have the capacity to, you can always leverage it on the third party call, which doesn't mean that you always keep pushing it to your upline to do. You also should be building yourself up because you can make the person in an informal situation and the issue will come up. Then that's when you get to converse about the product, about the benefits of the product, about how the product is going to help the person, about what you have seen in the product, and nobody can take those things away from you. So these are the things you talk about in your follow-up. In your follow-up, you should try to understand where your prospect's interest lies. You see, some people just want the product. They just want to use the cloud service we have. Some people want the opportunity to make more for their families, leveraging on an opportunity like this. So this is where you find the person's interest and then you tailor your conversation towards the prospect's interest, not like you're lying to the prospect, but make them understand how your project is going to be of benefit to them. See, Cover Cap has over 13 benefits Dr. Kewe has put together and packaged nicely in our Bible, the orientation kit. You should go through it and know it for yourself. So each time you are conversing with the person, you say, "Oh, do you know that is 36 terabytes? And do you know that you can actually do email marketing?" And these are things that get the person more interested in the product. Because here you get to talk about the company, what Jewel and it's about, your interaction with Jewel. You get to talk about your compensation plan. You get to talk about the timing we find ourselves in. I think there was an ad, one of the videos on the page that was speaking about the fact that in this era, it's the economy of leverages and partnerships. So you can start that conversation on that side. On that platform, that person listens to you because you are sharing knowledge. So your interactions on the WhatsApp page gives you knowledge that you can even use to do your follow up. I tend to Okay, let me not get jump into that. So these are things that you do in your follow up, and then eventually you help the person to know how to sign up. So in trying to do your follow up, you can see these conversations cannot all happen at once. There's no way you can pour all of this on a person at once. So there's a need for you to follow up your person more than once. More than once. It takes about 4 to 6 follow-ups, more than now maybe up to 10 follow-ups before the person may eventually understand and commit to what you're telling the person. This slide says 80% of sales requires 5 follow-ups after the initial contact. 45% of us people give up after the first follow-up. This starts 45% of 45% stop following up after one rejection. Another 22% stop following up after 2 rejections. 14% follow up after 3 rejections. Only about 8% people follow up even after 5 rejections. But sales requires 5 follow-ups or more after the initial contact before you can make a good sale. So if you just show the person the product once and leave it there without going back to the person, you are actually losing out on getting what you actually set out to do. So another thing you should aim to do is to not to be too pushy or too desperate or too needy or too salesy. If you sound so desperate, if you sound so needy, the person feels like, why are you after me? Maybe there's something fishy about this. You should be nice and flowy and check out of the possible outcome. That makes it easier for you to do the follow up. You see, we all hope that after the first contact, the person should sign up with us. But that's not the reality on the ground. You have to be careful how you manage your disappointments. And no doesn't mean that's the end of the show. And no means I need more clarity. I need to understand something more. So if someone tells me a no, I go like, oh, that's okay. But is there anything else you would like to know about the product that may probably push you to understand it a little bit more? If it is still an insistent no, I move from there to another person. You don't stay. Don't stay and be depressed and sad over one person. After all, you have a list of how many? Over 200. You know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. Somebody somewhere is looking for this opportunity. Until you talk to that person, there's no way the person will know that there's such an opportunity they can leverage on. So try not to be emotionally attached to the outcome, but take time to educate your prospects during the follow-up time. Maybe they are not clear on something. They think the industry is all full of bogus people who don't have anything to do. They want an easy way to find money. But this is an industry that has been there from the 1979. It's over 75 years old and has turned out a lot of billionaires. Most people live on hearsay. Somebody said this and somebody said this. So you be the consultant and take your time to educate them on what you know. And that may even change them and even make them know that, you know what you're talking about more. And you should be professional in your follow-up. You see, sometimes in follow-up, you tend to end up being just chatty. You go and chat about everything in the world. But I mean, most of the time, that's where it starts from. I mean, before I start following up on somebody, I don't just go, bam, what did you think about the product? No. How are you? How was the day? If I know the person likes football like I do, we talk about the Champions League. I like football too. So we talk about football. Hey, so who will win the Champions League? Oh, I didn't watch it. Then we chat and chat and chat and chat about everything else. And I go, so the the project I told you about, have you thought of it? It's like, yeah, so I wanted to know about this and I wanted to know about this. Be professional. I mean, don't make it seem like you're so desperate. Like if this person does not join me, look, people sense, we sense each other. If someone comes to me with lack of confidence, you can just tell. If someone comes to me trying to cheat me or something fishy, there's a sense. So you have to hold that confidence sense, and that comes from within you. If there's any point in time you feel like this follow up I'm going to do, my mood is not good, don't even do it. Don't even do it because you won't get the best outcome that you expect. And one other thing you should do is to be systematic. You should actually not just get up today, you follow up tomorrow, you don't follow up today, you follow up. You need to have an organized way of following up. You see, once you have the list, um, Dr. Kure told me something he does, and I thought that was very good because once you have the list, if I've told you about it, I've invited you and presented to you, then I write a P or so beside your name. That's what I was doing. Follow up one, I take one. Follow up two, I take twice. Follow up three. So as I follow up, I can tell which people have followed up on and which people have not followed up on. You actually need to run this like a full business. You need a book. You need a business book. If a book is too much for you, you have to probably get one of the soft things to use to do your work. So once you are following up on a person, you know the number of times you followed up on a person. If you are knocking on a door and it's not opening, please don't spend energy behind that door. Just leave that door and go and knock on another door, which may welcome you nicely and give you an opportunity to explain what you have for the person. So be systematic and set daily goals, daily targets. I set myself to do at least 6 people in a day. My 6 consists of 2 new people who I'm inviting to come and see the project. And I have multiple follow-ups. I follow up on those who are hot about the project. And I tend to spend time on those people than those who are not minding me on my conversations. And I start new conversations over the weekend. That's when people are more relaxed. So every day I set a goal. Over the weekend, my status is talking. So Friday night, no matter how tired, no matter how weak I am at the end of the day, I let my status talk because I have realized that Saturday mornings, when people wake up and pick their phones, they are just scrolling status. So that's when my go backup is high on my phone because everything is to go back up, go back up, go back up. Then I give you some knowledge. Go back up, go back, go back. I give you some knowledge. So that's what I do with my status. Then over the weekends, then people who I have viewed, you see, go back. WhatsApp gives you the opportunity to see the people who have viewed your profile, right? So once in a while, I go to my profile. I see those who are constantly looking at my go backup, constantly looking at it and skipping. They don't ask anything. Then I start nice one conversations with them. So that's how I pick up my conversations for those I'll follow up for the week. And then those I follow up, I've been following up throughout the week. I try and make my calls over the weekend, check up and do follow ups. And then at the end of the week, I pack that week. I start a new week with a new batch. Then towards the end of the week, in the course of that week, I know who I'm following up with, who needs a third party call, and you have to be consistent. This is not something you do this week. Next week you forget about it. Then you take it another week. Next week you forget about it. The more consistent you are with this, the more your brain knows that, hey, you've not done something today. So even if you've not posted or done anything, there's an edge for you to do something that day about your project. Next thing you do is to try and check out of how long it will take for the person to join you. That is not your job. Your job is to be at the top of the person's mind when it comes to cloud storage. Whether it will take a month, whether it will take a year, we are not sprinting in this project. Everybody and their speed, everybody and their desire. But don't stop. You just have to keep going every day. If it will take a day, the person will come. If it will take a year, the person will come. Just stay consistent and do something every single day, something that will keep the persons in your thoughts. That I don't mean find one person, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're chasing the person. They'll stop listening to you. They'll block you. Now it's even easy to block without the person knowing. You wouldn't know whether the person has blocked you. I'll tell you what I do. Every Sunday they hear from me because there's a presentation that day. So we start our day with normal conversations and then I'll invite you to come and see the call. Every Sunday I try not to miss that one. But then I have set different people on my WhatsApp status on different broadcasts. I have those who I've been speaking to since last year. I have those I've been speaking to. January, I have January ready to pay, January interested. I have all of that on my broadcast list. So I know how often I converse with each group every week. There's some people I send messages to on Mondays. There's some people I send messages to on Tuesdays. Some people I send messages to on Wednesdays. So you don't overwhelm your patient, your prospects. Sorry, I keep saying patient. You don't overwhelm your prospect with the sense of desperation. You have to be a professional person in this. Like, don't go bombarding your prospects with so much information in a day, in a week. We have the benefit of an email marketing system on our project. You have to learn to use the email marketing system. It's a very good and professional way to inform your prospect about the project. You see, the company sends the prospect emails when they pre-enroll on your referral link. So as much as possible, once you tell somebody about the project, get them to pre-enroll. Not all of them will pre-enroll immediately. Some people like to join the meeting, but then find a way to get them to pre-enroll. What I tell my prospects is, I would like to share more information with you, and I would prefer sending it to you by email or WhatsApp, which one will you prefer? And they'll go like, oh, WhatsApp. So I keep them on the WhatsApp list. Then I tell them, oh, the company also shares more information than I have with you. So um, would you like to hear from the company also? It's like, oh yeah. Then I'm like, okay, then kindly give me, let's fill your email here. So you start hearing from the company about the projects periodically. Because look, we all get busy. Life gets busy. You have the email marketing system. You can do automated emails. You can do personalized emails. You can do bulk emails. So get to your back office. There's a part called lead capture. It's under Go Backup. When you click on Go Backup, it will take you to lead capture. Click on lead capture. There are training videos there. That's how I learned how to send the personalized bulk and automated emails. Do it for yourself and get your people to pre-enroll so you can keep in touch with them and the company keeps in touch with them. So that this way you are always in touch with them. You are always on their mind when it comes to Go Backup or cloud service or an opportunity to make additional income. So please, let's use our email marketing systems and then get our prospects to feel that also. So in the process of following up, a lot of questions may come. They come in the form of, hey, so what if the person tells me there's no time? What if the person tells me they don't know people? What if the person doesn't believe in this industry? It is your duty to now show what you know. That's where you become a consultant. Let me narrate something. So imagine someone is following up and it says, please, do you know the Go Backup thing I showed you? What did you feel about it? Oh, I don't have time. I don't have the money to start. Me, I don't believe in these companies versus someone who goes the same question, but then the approach is, oh, is that so? Oh, you think you don't have time? Let me just give you a scenario. How many minutes a day do you spend on your phone? It goes like, oh, I'm always scrolling my phone. Okay, so what if you could use some of this time to chat with someone on your phone and tell someone about the project? I spend just 15 minutes in pauses during the day. At the end of the day, I'd have spent 2 hours on my phone and I'd have done my work for the day, just communicating on my phone. And that's just how I reach people. The person will now pause and think, okay, this is how this is possible. So the time excuse is eliminated. Whatever question the person throws at you, if you feel you don't have the answer, just be confident and tell them, I'm not sure of this, but I'll get back to you. Your confidence is what the person will you will use to follow you. You see, people buy from people or do business with people they like. They do business with people they know. And they do business with people they trust and with people of value. So you need to position yourself in all four. In all four, you should be somebody who people like. You should be somebody who people know. You should be someone people trust. You should be someone of value. How do you show your value? Seriously, your value comes from that unique thing in you, that unique thing in you. You see, we all have peculiar uniqueness. Maybe yours is giving marital advice. So you start posting marital advice on your status. Look, you can't hide and do this business, guys. You can't hide and do this business. There's no way a global business is going on and you are sitting in a small corner dealing with a community of people that you don't know and that you know, just that community that you know, when there's a whole big world out there. And I've come to learn that business works best with strangers than even with people that you know. I'm sure your father is serious by now. The people that you know, that you think should come on this project are the people who are not coming. They're making you talk even the most. Business works best with even the warm people than even the hot people. So what are you doing sitting just on your hot people when you can go out there and reach out to the rest of the world with knowledge and value? Start small. Start small. Get on Facebook, get on LinkedIn, get on WhatsApp, whichever platform works easily for you. Get there and share knowledge. Maybe you are in the banking sector. Share tips on banking, tips on investment, tips on money. Maybe you are in the security services. Share tips on how to keep your things safe, how to keep your doors locked, like little things. Maybe you love flowers. Just share things. People gravitate towards the things they like. People must like you first. Then when they trust you, they'll do business with you. And they must like you first before they can trust you. And then they'll want to do business with you. So after following up, even if the person is ready and he's not ready to move, you have to keep the conversation going. Don't always converse about go back up. Converse about life. Converse about everything possible. Just keep the conversation going. You'll be there one day and the person will say, "Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready for this now. Let's go. I've had enough exposure. I understand it. I know this is going to be the dream. This is going to take me to where I need to go." And sometimes it takes you by surprise. I woke up one Saturday and someone had been texting me all morning from like 4 a.m. that they are ready to go. They are ready to go. Look, just be there. Just be at the top of the person's mind when it comes to that opportunity and give value. Give value all the time. Give value. The things we share on the WhatsApp group page, the Telegram page, it's not for just our consumption. You can share it with your prospects also. And in fact, that is how you can get people signing on to your project. All right. So, in case any rejection comes up, be careful to listen. Let people talk more and then you listen more. The more you listen, the more you understand the people's perspective, the more you're able to give the best answers, the more you're able to give the best answers. So be relatable. Um, I, for one, when I started, I didn't know about the industry. Same person, another person I'll speak to may not know about the industry. So I relate. Look, I was the same when I started this project. I didn't understand what this industry is. I had heard everything people had said, but I was ready to know and understand it for myself. And what I know right now, the industry is what it is. It is real as it is. There's a whole course being taught in the US on this industry. And there are people who are learning how to master this industry. So now I know it is so real. What if the person says, "Oh, I don't have money, oh, you know how the dollar is?" What? Look, same for me. When I started, I also didn't think I could get the money. But then when I looked at what the little money I'm sacrificing now will get me in a year's time, I saw that nah, I would rather be on the winning side than on the losing side. So I found the money. Then you show the person ways to find the money. If you're unable to do things like this, leverage on your upline. Leverage on your upline. Your upline would have definitely have the knowledge base that you need to be successful here. So following up should be easy. Following up should be conversational. You should be as nice as checking up on your friend who you have shown the best wache joints to ask, "Hey, so how was the wache?" Then they'll go talking and talking and talking and talking. Then after all of that expression, you should be ready to chip in that opportunity that you have found and what you're doing. And once the disappointments come, look, learn from them. I have modified my approach in many, many ways. Not because I'm any special, because I'm just willing to learn and grow and get better and better. And use that attitude of getting ready to learn and grow and get better and get better. And as much as possible, try not to be pushy. Your confidence is very important. It's very, very important whilst you do this project. I like to um, hammer on some 6 questions that you must ask your prospect. You see, right after the presentation is the best time. That is the best time you should check on your your prospect. Right after a presentation, that's the best time to check on a prospect. Once again, when you show the product or you let them join a meeting, um, when the meeting ends immediately, you should be a professional. This is a professional job. You go, thank you so much for making time to join the presentation. I really appreciate your time. And then you ask, what did you like best about this project? Be professional and allow the person to talk. When you ask questions, keep quiet and listen. Did you or when you are willing to share some videos, ask them, I would like to share after you've done the invitation and then they are ready to see a video. Say, I would like to share a video with you. When in the next 3 days would you be able to watch it? You see, if you just leave the questions open, ask good questions, you can get good answers. If you leave the question open, if I send you a video, when can you watch it? The person will tell you I'll watch it next month. Does it help your purpose? No. So keep it clean. In the next 24 hours, in the next 3 days, in the next week, when can you watch this video? And when can I get back to you so you can talk about it? So that you know what's the fine time you are working within. So you don't go wasting your time and throwing um, um, caution to the wind or getting so overwhelmed because you are not managing your time well. So the first question you ask, did you get to watch the videos? If they say no, express, oh, so when are you likely to watch it? In the next, say, 3 to 4 days? Then when they have watched it, you ask them, what was your best part? Let them talk, let them express themselves and all that. Then you ask again. These are things you must ask. Don't skip any of them. They are crucial. It keeps conversations going. It helps you understand the person's mindset and their perception. Then you ask again. I picked this from a training Chris and Tammy did, by the way. You ask again, what did you like best? You say, oh, I like the product. Then you know this person is a product person. I like the money making bits, and you know this one is here for the business. Or I like both. Then you know, oh, okay, you got someone who wants to do both of it. That way, then you know how your follow-ups is going to go. You see. All right. Then you ask the next question. Tell me more about that. So if he says, I like the product, you let them go, oh, I liked about this, I liked about that, I like the 6 terabytes, I like the space, I like that I can share it, or I like the money bit. Wow, I didn't know I could make US dollars. Let them talk. Okay, so you can know where their desires are. Then you go to the fourth question. On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you see yourself getting started? Then the person will be like, oh, maybe 7. 7 is a good number. Then you ask next. So, what more will you need to bridge that 7 to a 10? Then, oh, they may give you 2 or 3 reasons, and then you help them to understand. This is where you are the consultant, helping them to understand what is holding them back and how they can work through it. Then you ask again, based on what you saw, are you ready to get started or partner on our team? This is a breakthrough opportunity. Then you wait for their answer. Maybe they'll say, oh, I'll be ready to start in a month. Then I'm ready to start in 2 months. Then you explain, why not now? Then you may explain, maybe they have money issue with timing or funds or something. Then you move on to the next batch of questions. So now you are putting things in perspective. This is a process. You maybe don't be able to do all of that in one follow-up. You see, that's why you need about 2, 3, you need about 4 to 6 follow-ups, minimum 5 follow-ups before you can get the person on track. So you go, hypothetically, how much money would you like to make for this to be worth your while? Pause and let them answer. Let them answer for themselves how much this will help them so much. Okay. Let them answer this for themselves. It's not for you to answer. Everybody and their passion. Somebody wants $10,000. Somebody just wants $300. Somebody just wants $1,000 a month. Everybody and their passion. Then you ask them again. Don't try and intervene. How many hours are you willing to give into your business to achieve your goal? Then they may probably struggle with that event. Then you give them an example. For instance, I spend 15 hours a week. So I spend 3 hours on 5 days, and the 3 hours are distributed that way and that way. And then that's where you help them see the reality of how they can also be part of this. Then you ask them, how much time are you willing to give to build this up? Then they may say, $10,000. Hey, maybe I'll need some time. Maybe I want to do this within a year. Then you see there's someone who's committed to this. Somebody say, oh, maybe I want to do this within a month. And you need to make the person understand the reality of what it's going to take for him to be able to make that within a month. So then the fourth part question you may like is you want to ask it if I can help you make say $2,000 with your 15-hour commitment weekly, given that we are doing this for 6 months, are you ready to get started? So after these four questions, you would have helped the person to see how practical it is for him to also do the project because it's going to take just a few hours in a week. It's going to bring this after committing this amount of money, after committing this a number of months to it. So this is how you get the person to now know that they are ready to move along with you. I hope this helps in a way. So you make sure you take your prospect through these 10 questions. Take your time. Follow up one, maybe you schedule what you want to talk about. Follow up two, you schedule what you want to talk about, just to help the prospect also think and also get ready for what they are committing themselves to. Okay. So I got this quote from Dr. Kiro yesterday during our conversations, and it hit me pretty hard. It says, your expectancy will determine your outcome. As long as you are not attached to the outcome, your outcome is guaranteed. So as you're following the prospect up, if in your heart of hearts, you feel like, hey, will he even join me? My sister, that's what's going to happen. Will he even join me is what will happen. But if you start with your heart of hearts that, this person will definitely join me after all these follow-ups, and you detach yourself from the emotions of it, you will get exactly what you are expecting. All right. So I got a few quotes whilst I was preparing for this, and I would like to share them with you. This one says, if you are not moving closer to what you want in life, you probably aren't doing enough asking. Some of us are on the page. We are just quiet. We are not asking for help. We are not asking for support. We are just watching people being celebrated. Guys, you've got to ask questions. It's in your questioning that you get the answers that will help you. So don't be quiet. This week has been full of nuggets on how to do this project. If you're not clear on any part, put it out there. Speak to your upline. Speak to somebody, one of the leaders on the page, and get the help that you need. This one touched me in a very special way. He said, you can't sell to others if you aren't sold yourself. If you yourself do not believe in Go Backup and the project and the product and what it tends to give, how do you sell to somebody else? How do you sell to somebody else? So you yourself must build yourself ready that when you start opening your mouth to talk about the project and its opportunity, the person is sold already for the product. This also was another good one that got me. It said, expect the yes, embrace the no. That's how you master the close. So expect the yes. That should be your first mindset. Yes, definitely. Once I'm starting this journey with this process, once I've prospected him, I've invited him, he's seen it. Once I'm following up, I know it's going to be a yes. That should be your first one. If it's a no, embrace it and try and find out what the person needs to do more before you can close it. And once again, your expectancy will determine your outcome. As long as you're not attached to the outcome, your outcome is guaranteed. So thank you all once again for the time spent together. I hope I've not spent too much time. And just know that the gold is in the follow-up. If you have not following up, you're missing out on a lot of gold. And if you have started following up, be consistent, be organized, do it daily, set goals, and build yourself with that confidence that is going to need to be successful. So thank you all for your time. Let's know that the fortune is in the follow-up, and that's just how we're going to make it. Thank you all. I can see some amazing comments in here. I was talking so much that I didn't look at it. Let me pick up a few comments. Like from Laura, for instance, give value, share knowledge, and draw people to yourself. Ivan says, learn, grow, and get better. Dr. Kerry, thank you so much. I'm humbled too. And Enyo says it should be natural and simple. This is very key. It should be natural and simple. It shouldn't be forced at all. You shouldn't be forced at first at all. And this is very crucial. See, you have to build you so that you can speak. Then the world will navigate towards you. So thank you all. Thank you all so much for your time. I would like to end here, and let's go tell the world that we have something very good in our hands, and they should just come see it. Thank you all. God bless you. Have a lovely evening. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.